The holidays can be a time of joy and happiness and excitement, especially for kiddos. But for many, they can be a time of trial and grief.
Now, 1 in 12 children face the death of a parent or sibling by the age of 18 in the U.S., according to reports. Here at home, we're lucky to have the Dougy Center, one of the top grief support services for children in the country. And joining us now with more, the Director of Program Services at the Dougy Center, Alicia Lacey. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's so great to have you on the show. Okay, well, I mean, full disclosure here, I work with the Dougy Center, volunteer, and Alicia is the coordinator I work with, so it's pretty fun to talk in this capacity. It's obviously very near and dear to the heart. Alicia, let's just remind people what the Dougy Center does. What are the services the Dougy Center provides for kids and their families dealing with the death of a loved one?
Yeah, in the local Portland area, Dougy Center provides peer grief support groups for kids ages 3 to 18 and their adult caregivers. And we also have groups for young adults ages 18 to 40. And then in addition, we have an abundance of free resources that we share with our community.
Alicia, I think the holidays can be a particularly difficult time, whether you're going through grief that is more recent or you're just, mourning some of those traditions. It brings it back year after year. You really sometimes can feel that a little extra this time of year. So what can we do to support kids who may be grieving through the holiday season?
Yeah, we always recommend, having some kind of a family conversation just about what your holidays might look like this year. Are they, something that you want to stick to the traditions and do things that you've done previously, or do you want to switch it up and do something new? Really including kids in those conversations and giving them some choices and just kind of helpful planning around those things can be so beneficial to kids. Really just kind of giving them some outlets for expression and letting them really talk about their person if they want to. Maybe share a story that the child has never heard before, or some holiday memories can be really helpful to kind of bring that person back into the room.
Well, I think bringing it into conversation really can be so important and so helpful, but at the same time, a lot of times people want to protect and shield children, right? And that kind of sometimes results in not having those conversations or keeping parts of the truth from them. Why is it important to make sure that this is being talked about?
Well, it's on kids' minds, regardless if we're talking about it or not.
Yeah.
So really kind of bringing that to the forefront, and of course, leading with truth and honesty just further builds that trust and that relationship that they're able to come to you and talk when things are, hard, or just someone's on their mind and they want to express their grief. We really need to give them those outlets and those opportunities.
Well, in dealing with grief, obviously can come in so many shapes and sizes, but with the Dougy Center in particular, it comes at no cost to families, and sometimes it can be that great first step in dealing with that grief journey. With the Dougy Center, too, there are multiple facilities. There are a couple in Portland, one down in Canby. How can people help, not just this time of year, but year-round, whether it's a financial donation or even donating their time?
Yeah, absolutely. We rely on the generosity of our community for sure. We have over 250 volunteer facilitators that help every day in our groups and get to interact and hang out with our kids, provide that space for them. And then, of course, the financial support is just so helpful. We know that for our families, over 90% are financially impacted at the time of the death. So it's so important for us to keep our services free of charge to our participants, and our community helps with that.
Well, because it's free of charge, there's often a wait list. You have families and kids oftentimes waiting to get into the doors of the Dougy Center, and sometimes the need of volunteers is what balances out that schedule. Do you need more volunteers right now?
Absolutely, all the time. You can go to our website, dougy.org, and find out more information about volunteering and getting into our volunteer training.
Great thing to keep in mind during the holidays and all year long. Alicia, thank you so much. It was great to talk to you. Have a very happy holiday. And if you'd like to learn more about the Dougy Center, the work they're doing in our communities, more information on how to talk to your kids about grief and loss, you can find that at dougy.org.